A 100% guaranteed way to change anything about your life. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Well, that may sound like quite a guarantee, but as I say in my first book, it's easy to make that guarantee because I know if you change your energy that you're broadcasting to the law of attraction, your life has to change. That's the law of the universe. The energy you're giving to the law of attraction is the energy you're going to get back. So in my first book, I say if you do what's in the book, which it's set up to help you change the way you think, in changing the way you think, you're going to change the way you believe. That changes your energy going to the law of attraction, and your life changes. So if you do the work to change your thought energy, then your life has to change. What I can't guarantee is that you're going to do the work to change your thought energy, and that's a daily commitment you have to make until you establish those new thought patterns that basically erase, they displace all of those old patterns and faulty beliefs. So that's on you. You got to do the work, and quite frankly, I say the word work, but it's just something you pay attention to every day. But when you think about the enormous benefit to your life, and quite frankly, to do things that choose thoughts that feel so much better, well, it's not really work at all. It's quite empowering, and it's the most worthwhile thing you could ever do for your life. That's for sure. So let's look at this video here. So a 100% guaranteed way to change anything about your life. Well, the first thing is I'm going to spend most of my time on this second slide, but I'm going to just put this first slide in here just to sort of set it up. And the thing is that the changes that you want are now done. So just look at some aspect of your life. Could be in your family, could be in your business, could be in your finances, your health, anywhere at all. And the change that you want, it's done. Okay, so it's done vibrationally. It's vibrational reality, and that's why I like this picture of the water dam, because above the dam, the reservoir is lots of water and more coming in all the time, and it's a matter of opening the doors to let that through. So we know there's water there and lots of it, and it's just a matter of letting it flow through. So the same way, because the creative process shows us that contrast in your life, things that make you want change, that means the automatic expansion has happened. And so you kind of have your own water reservoir we call vibrational reality, which is full of the experiences that you want, which will replace the ones that you want to change if you open the doors and let it in. Okay, so it's about receiving. Changing your life from something unwanted to wanted has to do with receiving, and receiving has to do with being a vibrational match through your day to the vibration of the thing or the experience you want. And quite frankly, the vibrational match is simply positive emotion. When you're feeling positive emotion going through your day, then you know you're a vibrational match to everything that you want. So whether you're thinking about the thing that you want to, or you're thinking about, cleaning your house, or paying bills, or shopping, or going to the beach, or anything else, it's that's why I talk about the daily emotion tracker. You want to make sure that your positive emotion is flowing through the day in the way that you're looking at everything. So you're in that vibrational matching energy to all the things that you want in the path to them. So again, we know that dreams and desires are high vibration energy because we want them because they feel good. That's the energy, that's the frequency. And if we go through our day with thoughts, that are low vibration, we're not feeling all that good, upset, bothered, all those kinds of things. See, we're not a match. You see, those frequencies, they don't match. And so the doors can't open to for you to receive what you want. You just keep looping, which is what I'm going to talk about. And that's the way, this is the guaranteed way that you can get yourself into that better feeling energy, that high vibration energy, gradually as a steady stream flowing in your day, and now the details of things that you want can flow into your day. And that's going to be very enjoyable to you in the receiving of those details and all the way to the receiving of the things that you want. So let's look at this. So looping, a lot of times people say I'm looping, right? I'm in a negative feedback loop. Lots of different terminologies, but it's a loop, and it's a pretty accurate description, because what happens is there's something happens, let's say the train wreck, right, which could be something, a person in your life, could be a business experience, finances, health, self, but something that is, you want to change it because you don't like it the way it is. So we call that the train wreck, right? But you're seeing that condition, and when you see it, then you can make a choice. But you see, faulty beliefs are going to encourage you to make the same old choice, right? That faulty belief perspective, you're going to react, you're going to be bothered, you're going to be upset, and you don't even take space. You just go right into that reactive energy, and it's all negative. So that sends the vibration to the law of attraction. The law of attraction then is going to send you up around the same loop. And you're going to be the rodeo ride. Your day's going to be rough. You're going to be on the rodeo ride. That's where your current life is. And then that leads you to another train wreck situation. So whatever it is, again, some person in your life that keeps showing up the same way you don't like. A business experience, it keeps showing up the way you don't like. Finances, health, self, anything at all. And there it is again. It's happened. Now you're looking at it. And you go right into that reaction. You just fall right into that reaction. You're not stopping at all. You're just going right there, that same place. So that's the loop. That's you looping, negative feedback loop, and it just goes round and round and round. And you never get off until you change something. And that change, to get into what you want to do, is you want to create another loop. Instead of a negative feedback loop, the old loop, you want to create a positive feedback loop, right? That's the new loop. Well, how do you get over to the new loop? Well, in the moment that you observe, right, that thing that you don't like, right, that experience with a person or a business experience, whatever it is, and you stop and pause for a moment and you say something like, wait now, I'm not going to react. I don't want to stay in this loop. I don't want to keep inviting that stuff to me. I want something different. Now, instead of the faulty belief perspective of that situation, which is telling you it's bad or you're bad or the world's falling apart or whatever it is, you're going to make a new thought choice. And when you do, then you're going to make it from the creative process perspective, which is going to show you how that thing is serving you. That it's contrast. It means that your life got better. It means there's expansion. And it also gave you feedback about your awareness that you are in the loop and you keep offering the same energy. You're telling the same story. So you're going to start telling a different story. And that is the creative process perspective. Now, when you talk with yourself like that, then, and you understand, again, the creative process, because it shows us that there is contrast there's expansion from the contrast. So we know that we don't have to stay on this loop. I mean, we can just make the loop once. Once is enough to get the contrast, and then let's take the cycle over to the new loop kind of thing. So we start to do that. And just remember, when we're in this loop, it has momentum. Momentum. Now that's an important concept, because energy has momentum, which we can't change instantly. We got to sort of, pick away at it. So every time that situation comes up, we're going to respond. We're going to do this new creative process perspective response. And what we do, we start to create a new loop. Now, the new loop is not dominant to start, but we've created it. And then our life is still here. We're still actually going to be on the rodeo ride and having the train wreck. And it's going to happen for a little bit because it has momentum. But every time it happens, instead of you saying, oh, well, this isn't changing anything. I've thought these better feeling thoughts and still the same old thing. But you got to understand, it's that thought change, even when the circumstances are the same, that you keep building momentum in the new loop. And this loop here starts to shrink. This is what you got to get, right? You got to understand this. You're shrinking the loop and you're increasing the size of the new loop. Now see that we got a size change here, but the old loop is still dominant. So you're still going to see that stuff, but you can't be discouraged. You let yourself slide and say, oh, nothing's going to change. It's just this way. Again, faulty belief will just influence you that way. And you say, no, I know what's happening. I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond with this creative process perspective. And so we just keep taking the side door out. We keep calm. We stay calm. We understand how it's serving us. And yet the physical world stays the same kind of thing. But we say, it's okay. We're slowing down the momentum. We're changing the loop. We're taking power out of the loop. And we're putting it into the new loop. You see, so every time that situation comes, we get emotional relief. We get emotional relief by talking from the creative process perspective about how it's serving us, and how everything is behind us and everything's working out according to our energy. Nothing's gone wrong. It was just the contrast that came. We get into that explanation at any level you need to get emotional relief. And your discussion with yourself, the way you talk, the way you respond in your mind with the language, it must bring you emotional relief. That's what the guarantee changes. If it's giving you emotional relief, even though you still don't like those circumstances, you have made this loop bigger, the new loop, and the old loop you had made smaller. You've taken momentum away from the old loop, the negative feedback loop, and you put it with the positive feedback loop. As long as you've got emotional relief from your response to that situation, that's the key. And when you do, and you repeat it, every time it comes, you repeat, and then you're establishing a new thought pattern about the situation. You're establishing a new belief. You're changing the belief that's behind it all. And you're telling the story about what you want. So again, think about that situation that you've been reacting to, but now you're responding, and you tell it the way you want it to be. You give it a new story because you don't like the way it is. Well, when you don't like something a certain way, you know from that what you would like it to be. So you tell that story. Now, you don't have to go around all day telling that story. You don't have to tell it at all, except in the moment where this happens and you're about to react. It's very helpful at that moment because you remind yourself what's on the way to you right now. And as you get these loops, right, this loop keeps shrinking and this loop keeps coming up, right, and you keep doing it and you keep doing it. And then one day, this loop is actually, the old loop is smaller than the new loop. And now you have momentum shifted. Now your world starts to manifest according to the new loop. That's the guarantee. That's the guarantee the universe gives you. It's the way that the creative process works. Law of attraction is in there. Your inner being is in there, right? Your inner being set up everything that you want. And the law of attraction is just monitoring. Are you reacting or responding in the old loop? If you're responding, then you're moving in this direction. If you're reacting, you just stay in the same old loop. But as I explained it here, you've set up a response, and because you looked at it from the creative process perspective, so that negative feeling thought, this is where you have transmuted it. Because you see, the negative feeling thought came from the faulty belief, and it's not true. We know it's not true because negative emotion tells us it's not true. So we bring in what is a true statement according to the creative process, and in that we faced the emotion, we faced the belief, we faced the negative feeling thought, and we transmuted it. We deconstructed it. We showed how it was false and nonsense, and how what is true from the creative process perspective. And that literally is the transmutation process and the deconstruction. Those are interchangeable words. And in the deconstruction, there is the reconstruction, which is, of course, telling it the way that it is from the creative process perspective, and the new story that you want is the reconstruction. So, again, I think I did this in another video recently, but again, I challenge you to list the things that you are reacting to. Things that bother or upset you. Anything, absolutely anything in your day where you feel that negative emotion starting to brew up in you, and you're about to have a reaction, you're about to be bothered and upset, and go along with that, and you stop yourself. You stop yourself and you look at the thought and you say, that thought's not true. That thought's not serving me. That thought is going to keep me in the old loop, and it's going to keep inviting back that thing that I don't want. And I don't want to do that to myself anymore. I didn't come for that. Yes, I can be in the loop once to get the contrast, but that's it. Then I just come right out of the loop. I don't have to stay in that loop and get it over and get the contrast over and over and over. There's no reason to do that to yourself at all. You didn't come for that. You came to get the contrast once, and then switch your perspective to appreciating the contrast for the clarity and feeling the new experience on the way. So again, I'm going to challenge you to list everything that bothers you or upsets you, where you're having reactions, the people in your life, if you have a business or a job experience, finances, health, self, anything, everything, and at all. If you're shopping, if you're in traffic, if you're paying bills, if you're buying things, if you're at parties, you're playing sports, wherever you are, whatever you're doing in your life, if you find you're reacting to things, people, you're being bothered, upset, list it. List every single one of them, because they're a loop. You're looping in them, right? Those are loops. Those are current loops that you have. They're low vibration loops, and they prevent these gates from opening and from the things you want flowing into your life, because this is where you are. You're in this negative low vibration energy, and your dreams and desires are all here in this high vibration energy. So you can't get what you want. But if you do what I said here, it is guaranteed, 100% guaranteed, that you're going to have the change in your life that you want to have, because you will have changed the momentum, the energy momentum, and that's what's responsible for what comes back to you. The law of attraction will bring things back to you according to that, and when it's high vibration, it will be the details of the path to the things that you want. It's a guaranteed change in your life. So here you have it, all that you really have to do. And this is as easy as it is to change your life. You don't got to go, see a banker. You don't got to go back to school, although you might want to go back to school just because that's something you want to do. But you don't got to go to school. You don't got to get a certain amount of money. There's nothing you got to do other than to change the way that you are seeing things, so that you respond versus a same old reaction, same old looping energy, right? And so this is what's going to change it. Now you might be able to, if you get some kind of technique going, or you think if, you get enough money in the bank, or some false, limited, unconditional, or conditional belief, I should say, that maybe, you get a different experience temporarily, but you're not changing the loop. You see, that kind of change has nothing to do with the loop. You haven't changed the faulty belief. You haven't changed the negative cycle. You've just sort of risen above it enough. You got enough momentum going on something that you believe enough to hold you for a little while, but it will come back. It won't last. It never does, because the old momentum is going to kick in, and it's gonna pull you right back into that loop. So if you experienced any of that, where you did get above and some things started to change, but then you went back, or if you're in the process of trying to do that, then you are going to end up back in this loop. The only way out of this loop is to build a new loop in the way that I said here. It's the only way. You've got to change the energy within you, in your subconscious mind, in your conscious mind. It's the only way that you're going to get lasting, permanent, peaceful, fulfilling changes in your life that you don't have to keep working for. And this is an effortless flow, joyous expansion is. Okay, so again, do yourself a big favor. If you want your life to change, if you want a guaranteed change in your life, you got to start with a list of the things that are resistance for you. And that's, them because you're reacting, you're feeling bothered and upset. And now you got to find a new response from the creative process perspective for every one of those things that will allow you to feel emotional relief about them. Emotional relief. That's where they got to take you. And if they do, then you're going to start to build new thought patterns, new beliefs, telling a new story, and the momentum's going to start to shift. So that's the guarantee, and you can give it to yourself, and your life is going to change for sure if you get that momentum change going. And again, it's not an overnight thing. You're going to do it, and it's still going to happen, because currently the momentum is with that old loop, and so it's going to happen. And you look at it and say, okay, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. Still momentum there. So I'm going to process this in this way, and I'm going to build some more momentum in the new loop. And, as you do that, then eventually, gradually, and within 30 to 90 days, you could make a big change if you're consistent with the change, with the response. You can see stage 5, 6, and 7 going on. Stage 5 is flow, stage 6 trending manifestation, stage 7 full blown. It's not out of the question at all to see that kind of change in 30 to 90 days. It just depends on the momentum change that you're making and your commitment to it. And once you get it going, it's worthwhile to say that once you get it going, you establish those new thought patterns, new beliefs, it will be automatic. See, this will be a self-feeling loop where the energy it's high. It's just the opposite of the old faulty belief loop. Now you'll automatically be sending positive emotion to the law of attraction because you'll have beliefs that will support that. And you'll be on the yellow brick road, and vibrational reality be flowing in your life. You'll be in that positive loop, that positive feedback loop, and your life will be manifesting according to that, and it will all be automatic, effortless. But in the change from the old loop to the new loop, yes, you do have to pay attention and do some thought choosing on your day, but it's all good, powerful stuff, and look where it's going to take you. And you got to admit, it's worth it. So that is the video for today. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post, and have yourself a great day.